Hello YouTube and welcome back to part 2 of my Captain Sim 777 review, and in part 2 I'm going to do a short flight mind, just to see how the aircraft performs with its flight dynamics, so on and so forth. So as you can see, we're in a Boeing 777 freighter, aerologic or German cargo, whichever you want to call it. However, I know this isn't the original model that you'll get, but I decided to do this. And we're going to be taking this plane to Manchester. It's just a short flight. We won't be going up very high. Probably a max flight level of 200. And just to see how the autopilot and everything performs. So, first thing I'm going to do is put this view right, because I think that's a nice little wing view that they've got there. So, and we're going to pop into the flight deck. Now the first thing we need to do is turn on the APU, and we could start off by putting on anti-ice is as required. Everything is pretty much up and we're ready to program the FMC or CDU. So first of all, let's move their view over here. So, I'll just clear that message. We're on the ground at Echo Golf Lima Lima or London Heathrow, gate 604. There we go. Now, I do not have a company route, so we're going from EGLL, which is Heathrow, to Manchester, which has the code of EGCC, like that. We're taking runway 09 right, that. Flight number German cargo. We'll go 6859. Tango for training, so it's not a serious flight. We'll activate that. We'll request perf in it, and we have reserves of 14.8. As I said, cruising up at flight level 200, and cost index, I suppose we can go with 66. Climb 2 is armed, and we can request the takeoff data, which it's not giving us, so anyway, flaps 5. We'll go for 67, and we have the speeds there. Execute on that, departing, as I said, departing 09 right, Compton 5 Juliet, departure, and we'll activate that, and then ignore that, and we're approaching. We're not going to use a VOR, so I'll go ILS 05 right, deal to Alpha, and we'll take the Dane transition, and we execute that. Just join them up because it's such a short flight. We don't really need to put any legs in because it'll be up and out before we know it. So, cruising at flight level 200, so let's plug that into the MCP 200. And there we are, pretty much all set up. Cargo is already loaded. Our auto brake can go to RTO. But yes, this is a very good repaint, by the way. I can't remember who did it. I really do apologise if they're watching. I can't remember who made this repaint, but it is really nice repaint. And I do like aerologic. Cargo Airlines is quite a nice airline. And one of my favourite aeroplanes is the Boeing 777. I do enjoy spotting 777s whenever I can. We saw one when we went to Florida at Manchester Airport, Cathay Pacific, sorry, 777-300. So, we can turn on all our taxi lights, there, We don't need seatbelts because we have no passengers. And I'm going to ask for pushback. And while that's doing, we can start the engines. There we go. They're starting up. As you can see, the flight director and everything is all planned. Set the altimeter, which is 3003. You can see engine 1 has started. Just waiting for engine number 2. If we can just get pushed back onto the taxiway, we should be alright from there. Don't need the EFB. And there is engine number 2. We'll stop here, or right here. TCAS. You can come on, and we'll test it, because why on earth not? There we go. Just testing.
TCAS system test okay.
And you just heard it say it was okay, so. Traffic is on TA only at the minute. Flaps can go to 5. We'll get a bit of power to taxi. Cargo was already loaded, so we're alright to taxi. Just turn around like this. And we're following this taxiway down to 09 right. This is the scenery for London Heathrow is UK 2000. In case you're wondering, I've got the free version, but I'll probably buy it sometime in the future. You can hear the sounds now. A lot better of the engines, as you can see. Just need to keep on following the taxiway so you can see how the departure goes up, and it should, if I zoom out, you'll see how the departure works, and there's that top of climb, and again we follow up, round and up. Let's brake here a bit. We just take this taxiway around until the threshold of 09, right, sorry. I am going to be flying to China in possibly the longest flight I'll ever do in Flight Simulator. It's around about 15 hours because I'm routing over northern Russia and kind of Scandinavian routing that way, and then down into Beijing. I'll probably have the landing, I'll probably film the landing in Beijing Capital Airport when we arrive there, because it's going to be a really long flight, and I am going to sleep through most of it for 15 hours. I'm not going to sit monitoring the flight. I'll probably stay out and watch it for about 3 hours, go to bed, wake up around about 9 o'clock in the morning UK time, and we should be touching down around 10-11 o'clock UK time. I'll be taking the 777-300ER China Airlines. It's a shame I can't do a video, but it would be very, very long and a bit. It would be something very difficult to do, so I may do it another time, but definitely not the first one I'm doing. So we're gonna auto throttle left, auto throttle right. Because I'm a noob, I left the APU running. Landing lights. We'll take 50% or so on the throttle, which is stable, and then we'll give it max power. You can hear those engines spooling up, the GE90s. Apparently one of these GE90s will be able to power and get in the air a fully loaded 747, so they are fairly powerful engines. So there's 80 knots already. There's 100. There's V1. Let's rotate, so just a gentle pull back on the controls. And we're airborne. I'm just going to trim that nose down a bit because that's a bit too nose up. Positive rate, let's bring in the gear. Can bring the flaps up to flaps 1 now. And flaps 5. Alarm LNAV and VNAV. Like so. And I'll just fly it out for a little while. Although I do not fancy doing that manual turn by hand, but we'll see. We seem to be doing okay. Just follow the flight director, but I will stick in autopilot now. So there we go, autopilot on. Just put that in so we can climb to 20,000 feet, and there we go. Pretty nice, smooth departure there. We'll take a look on the outside. You can hear those noises now. There's London Heathrow in the background, runway 09 right. As we power out on our way to Manchester. Probably could have seen London City in the background over there. Can turn off the lights now, we don't need them. I know you're supposed to turn them off at 10,000 feet, but I'll turn them off anyway. There we go. Pretty smooth departure. As I said before, we're landing on runway 05 right at Manchester. Again, we route down that way, just down, up there, right up there. We need traffic radar on. And again.
Climb. Increase climb. Clear of increase.
Now that is a bug that is fixed by the service pack released by Captain Sim. The TCAS warning going off, giving you a false warning. I haven't installed the service pack yet, so do be aware that that doesn't usually happen. Very nice departure, very nice day today, very clear weather over London Heathrow. The wind is 182 at 0 knots, so it's brilliant. I'm not too sure what the weather is like down in Manchester, however I will look that up before we touch down, and we'll see just what to expect. It shouldn't be too great a wind. I live fairly close to Manchester, and the weather outside, to be fairly honest, today looks very nice and clear and sunny, which is surprising for England, but to be fair, I don't think that the weather is going to be much of a problem. We can set standard pressure as well.
Descend. Crossing. Clear of conflict.
You can hear it goes again, but there's some traffic there. Just 500 feet, there we go. I believe that's a CRJ coming in to land at Heathrow. We should see him again. There we go. Oh, it's a Beechcraft. Baron, okay. Now I have no idea why it isn't following the specific route that I give it. However, we should get to Manchester alright. We have LNAV and VNAV on, so we will get there eventually. Passing 7,000 feet, we should be approaching 10,000 feet fairly soon. So what I'll do is there we go, we are following our path. Is I'll cut off now, because I'm going to go make myself a drink, because I have a really dry throat. I'll record some wing views for you, and some outside views, as a kind of, I suppose, intermission before I talk to you just before I top a descent and explain how the arrival is going to work. And I'll see you there. So we're now level at flight level 200 or 20,000 feet, whichever. The plane's following its LNAV and VNAV path very nicely. Autopilot performs seriously well. Again, I have no idea what on earth is going on with it, but we'll be heading up there, and you can see where our top of descent is already, and then we go down there into runway 05 right at Manchester. So you can see on the routes there, it's a bit jumbled up. It'll look a little bit better by the time we reach top of descent, but I will keep an eye on it. Again, it's a lovely day. It's very nice. The engines are settled down now that we're in the cruise. Flaps are up, everything's trimmed out, FMC is set, and it all looks very, very good. So, I'll talk to you obviously when we reach top of descent. Just thought I'd say, we've levelled off now, everything's set, cruising at 303 knots, all is good. I'm back a bit early just to obviously say I had to repair the route. We had waypoint TNT 56 was causing a bit of a problem, so I've just deleted that, but as you can see all the legs look perfectly fine now. Everything is pretty good, so I might as well already do the approach reference. Now 05 right is a bit of an interesting runway. It's long, but will it be long enough is what I'm thinking. So I've basically got a choice of flaps 25 or flaps 30 to land at. Now usually I'd always take flaps 30, and I think I probably will again, just because the runway is fairly long, but I don't want to take the risk. Progress until distance to go to Manchester, as I say, is 230, 229 nautical miles, so we're doing fairly well. It's not a long flight at all, but then again, it's just to test out how everything works in terms of flight performance. I can tell you now, it's flying like a dream, and it's wonderful to handle manually without the autopilot. And again, we can put charts up like that, and the AFB again works. I'm gonna have to put some charts in here again, but there we go. That's probably something I will do after this video. So again, forwards and onwards to Manchester, and the next, and speak to you at top of descent. Right, so we've from a waypoint called Lakey, because that's the Lake District over there. And we're not too far from top of descent. I believe it's just there. You can see it down there. And we're just making our turn. I've programmed the MCP for 2,000 feet. For the approach, the runway, I'm going to take auto brake 2. We'll park up probably in just one of the non-terminal stands, because I'm not too sure where Manchester's cargo terminal is, but I'll have a look when we get on the ground. So everything seems to be going quite well so far. Should be a nice calm approach, no real problems. We're just passing over mountains, as you can see here, and it shouldn't be too long until we get on the ground. I've had a drink now, so hopefully my voice sounds a little bit more presentable than it was earlier. I do apologise again for the traffic, TCAS, bugs. I'm gonna have to fix that because it's getting seriously annoying. And again, I really do like this add-on. I seriously do. And it seems to perform well so far. I hope that everyone agrees. I will get charts put in there. That is going to start to get very annoying, so I will have to sort that out as soon as possible. No real weather, pretty much the same as in London, as you can see. Wind, again, is exactly the same as London 182, apart from it is now at 2 knots, so not really much problem there. Should be quite a smooth landing, and hopefully my flying skills won't suck, and it should come out with a pretty nice video. So what I'll do now is, because we're getting pretty close to top of descent, I mean I'll initiate descent now, in fact. So there we go. In fact, we should have initiated descent ages ago, apparently. But never mind, we can slow down. So we're descending to 2,000 feet initially. I'll then bring it down. We don't need drag, you've got more than enough drag. What we'll do is, after 2,000, I'll descend it down to 1,000, disconnect the autopilot, and fly a visual approach for runway 05 right. So I'll talk to you just as we reach 2,000 feet and we're lining up with runway 05 right. So we're just beginning our final turn onto runway 05 right to come into land. Gear is down, as you can see, and locked. And it's just a case of me landing the aeroplane. It is a bit turbulent, however. Unfortunately, nothing much I can do about that. But we're just around about 10 miles out from the airport. 10-11 miles out, when you saw the runway lights there. So our descent is a bit sloppy, however. So I will, once we've got our eyes on the runway, there's the runway there. Just let us straighten out, and then I'll take manual control. There we are. So the aeroplane is now under my control, and I'll disconnect the auto throttle as well. My aircraft. No, so I'm in control, and we'll just guide her in gently, and I'll bring that speed back. We were going slightly faster than what I would be comfortable doing. Again, it's a lovely plane to hand fly. And just trying to keep the approach as accurate as possible. We don't want to go too far below, so I'll put on the approach, see if we can capture and the localizer. We don't seem to have captured either, which is interesting. So it looks like it'll probably be a visual. Yeah, I'm more than happy with that. Oh, I saw a bit. There we go. They seem to be using the other runway, so I should be alright. 2,500 feet just called out there. I'm just pulling back that speed. Everything looks good. Take up a bit more. There's no real wind affecting us today. It's obviously that there's some traffic going on over there. Straighten her out a bit now, because we're lining up with the runway. Our speed is alright. Approach looks good. That aircraft's making a good turnout, which is alright. I don't want to get any traffic warnings now. We're a bit low there, so I'll correct it. Just approaching the runway now. We're about, well, 4 miles out. Begin cutting back on the throttle. Let's increase the descent because we're a bit high. But that can soon be corrected. There we go, just approaching 1,000 feet. 2 miles to go. Let's correct it out a bit now. Lovely, lovely approach again. It behaves very well manually, which allows me to perform very smooth landings. I'm trying to make out the PAPI lights, but that's just alerting me of my altitude that I don't need to know. That's 500 feet. I'm just gonna speed up because we're a bit low. There we go, that's nice. So, just get it a bit lower now.
Think rate. Think rate. Think rate. Think rate.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
10. Touchdown. As reverse. Speed brakes. 80 knots. Still the reverses. Manual brakes. Lovely landing there. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very smooth landing, so there we go. Just slow ourselves down a bit. We don't want to be taxiing at around 40 knots. There we go. I'll bring in the speed brakes now and the flaps. There we go. Well, there we go. Arrival into Manchester. Very, very nice manual landing. The plane performed very, very well. And I hope that proves just how well that this aeroplane can work. I'm just going to turn off the landing lights because we don't need them now. We can turn off the flight director as well. I think we'll take this taxiway approaching us now. It's very nice landing that. Yes, I do know. It comes up with silly messages that I am quite well aware of. You can see that MD3 83 over there that landed just before me. So there we go. Cross runway 05 right. Left, sorry. This is 05 left. Both sides are clear. It's all good. We can turn off TCAS now because we
TCAS system test Fail.
Yes, it would fail if I turned it off, you silly aeroplane. It's the only problem with technology on aeroplanes. It can be a little stupid and state the obvious. But that's not a problem with the add-on, that's because I pressed the test button when I tried to turn off the TCAS. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and this flight, because I know I did. Very, very nice flight. We'll just take it down to gate, and we'll conclude this video. What we can do actually is start the APU and try not to run onto the grass. Whoops a daisy. That wasn't supposed to happen. And we'll park down at these stands over here. It's a 737-800 parked over there. So obviously this is part 2 on the Captain Sim 777 review. I hope you've enjoyed it. Very nice flight, although there does sound like... Oh, there's an MD-83 there who's taxiing. Well, he can wait because I have right of way. It's the only problem with AI traffic. So we'll take this turn here. Park around. And I think we'll just... There's the cargo terminal there. I knew it was somewhere nearby. Bit of a short turn here. Oops. And taxi it round. I think we'll take a parking spot over here. There doesn't seem to be any taxiway markings, which is a shame, so we'll just park up pretty much anywhere. I'll drive in a bit further. We're racing a baggage truck. It's powered by a small car engine. We've got two, no idea how many horsepower GE90s, so we'll take this turn here. See if we can line up with the pushback truck. That would be good. No, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Anyway, there we go. Parked up. Cut the throttles. Engines off. Parking brake can come on. Fuel pumps can come off. All lights can also come off. There we go. Parked up and arrival at Manchester. So I hope you have indeed enjoyed it. I know I have. We'll just open up our cargo doors. So, here we are at Manchester. I hope again that you've enjoyed flying into Manchester. I hope you've enjoyed the review, part 1 and 2. If you haven't seen part 1, I suggest you do, just to see the other models instead of just the freighter version. Hope you have enjoyed it. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll probably see you in September. Goodbye.